Hello and good morning, Gary Champion, psychic medium. I woke up this morning to the word dystopian. I didn't know what it meant. I started watching a series once called Dystopia and got bored with it, didn't finish it. The definition is really almost any movie we have now. It's an imagined world where government, technology, I'll Be Back, Arnold, those movies, Terminator movies, where people live these dehumanized lives and technology and government controls everything, is trying to kill us and control us. I don't know when it started. When I was a kid, every movie had a happy ending. It was like against the law to have one that was unhappy. At some point, those restrictions were let go, and we have these Mad Max, Terminator, dystopian type movies. And I think that's what's happened. I think that we now have a generation of people who have watched almost exclusively those kinds of movies. There are areas of the country where they've dug bunkers and they have MREs and large amounts of water underground for the big apocalypse that's coming. Apocalyptian movies, very popular, where the world ends and we have to struggle against blah, blah, blah. So many people have gotten sucked into these. It's like what I was saying the other day. 20% of the people out this window believe that zombies exist, that we must at some point be fighting zombies. They don't, but the culture has told us that they are. All the movies we see, everything points to it. A lot of drugs. So this attack on the Capitol, if you've seen any of the interviews or backgrounds of these people, it just fits with the scenario. They're people who believe the story. Okay, the government works for us, but they haven't been working for us lately. So they've been putting money in their own pockets. They haven't been thinking about us and selling untrue stories like the COVID-19 doesn't exist. I still get a lot of these messages. Go here, go look and see. COVID-19 is not real. We need the vaccine is terrible. It'll kill you. And Hank Aaron died, and they all jumped on it and put the great baseball player, 714 or 15 hits. He died, and they claimed it was because he took the vaccine. The vaccine killed him. That's all over the internet. Well, it's not true. People believe the dystopian, imagined world, and they live in it. They consume it. All the games they play are those kind of movies. All the movies they watch are those kind of movies. Pretty soon they believe it. We're not capable of overcoming such mind-altering crap. It's like I was telling you the other day, my wife and I watch sometimes some of these channels where they have commercials and they repeat the same commercial over and over and over again. If it's a 2-hour movie, it's not a 2-hour movie. It's a 90-minute movie and 30 minutes worth of commercials. But they're the same commercial over and over again. This girl driving the car, she's saying Hollywood, and it's a red car, and zoom, zoom. Makes you want to go out and buy the car. Subliminal message were declared off limits because people were playing commercials and had subliminal stuff in the background playing that you could see but not know that you saw. Brainwashing us into buying drink more Ovaltine. The Christmas story. He got the decoder ring, and his first message, he was concerned about the world, and it ended up being drink more Tone. Everything is an ad. Everything. And what was that? I was on the internet the other day looking for something. I can't remember what it was. Hats. These kind of hats, I think. And purchased a few. And now every time I go on the internet, there's a hat commercial right here, or it's over here, or it's right here. They've got us. They've got us. Mind control is a fact. They don't do it by hypnotizing us and we go out and kill our neighbor with a steak knife. They do it subliminally. They're telling us stuff that isn't true. Why? Because it sells their crap. Not saying that their crap isn't good crap, but when you have to brainwash someone into buying it, how good can it be? Is your crap not, is this deodorant as good as this deodorant? Are they identical almost? Is one lotion for your skin better than another? They've done tests. The cheapest one is just as good as the expensive one. That's what the tests prove. So here's a 91-cent cream and here's a $8 cream, or $15 or $50 cream. But they tell us that this $50 cream is better. They run ads over and over and over again. Pretty soon you believe it. So I believe that's what we're starting to believe, the dystopian view of the world. We can't let these people ruin our lives and we'll be living in horrid, wretched buildings and no clothes. And they believe it. The government will come in and enslave us, and all the films are like that. Even the ones from the 50s. It came from outer space. Them. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. All these are, they're entertaining. And one every now and then is good. But when you watch a steady diet of them, pretty soon you believe it. It's not like eating. It's the opposite of eating. Or if you eat chicken every day, pretty soon you get tired of chicken. You can flavor it a lot of different ways, 100 different ways at least, and it tastes good, but eventually you get tired of chicken. You need something else. That's not true with these movies. They're addictive. Buy our crap. Buy our theory because it sells our movie. And then we can sell you the little whatever figures and action figures and costumes for Christmas and skateboard with something on it. Some apocalyptic thing with a lightning bolt. Come on. We're not that smart. We can't overcome decades of crap. Anyway, sorry to dump this crap on you. But it occurred to me, I heard dystopian this morning. It was very clear. I didn't know what it meant. So it's not possible it came from my brain. It came from the other side. It's a warning. Stop watching so much crap. Pretty soon you believe it. And now these people, in the bright light of day, that they've confronted them with this stupidity, they sort of, oh, well, man, I got caught up in it. What can I say? We're gullible, someone's saying. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I know they're not going to stop making those movies. I know that some of these clients, or there's one that his lawyer says, I'm having to deprogram him. He's been fed so many lies about the government and all this stuff that he believes it. So he's having him deprogrammed. I met a guy once very famous piano player. Boy, I wish I could think of his name. He had his own television show. It's one of the early Tonight Show, way before all of you were born, or most of you were born. And he was in movies before that, and he played the piano. He was an excellent jazz piano player, blues, jazz. And I met him in a club one night. I was there working. I wasn't there drinking. And I think I briefly said something to him. He was going to play the piano. Anyway, I got cleared out because television cameras came in to record something about him. I thought, oh, this will be good. It'll be on PBS. It'll be great. And then they started talking about how his son had been kidnapped by cult people in California. And he couldn't be reached. His son wouldn't talk to him anymore. Had been told he was this, that, and the other. And they were asking him about deprogramming and stuff like that. And that had been done to some of these cult members, that their families had gone in and snatched them, kidnapped them, really, away from the cult. And what they had these kids doing was out on the street begging for money and selling stuff to make money for the cult. That's what it was about. And his son was gullible and became a recruit. And he got to a point he could have short conversations with him, but that was it. He was lost. And then we had movies made about deprogramming guys that had been in cults. That was popular for a short period of time. But I was there. He was famous, and he had lost a son to it. Never to return. And the man's passed now. When you're told something over and over again, you believe it. In the bright light of day, you go, what was I thinking? So, some corrective surgery needs to, someone's saying corrective surgery. What I mean is we're going to have to rethink this whole thing. Are we poisoning a generation? Boy, I sound like an old guy, don't I? Turn down that music. Actually, I like loud music. The louder, the better. But I do sound like that guy. The parents say all kinds of things, and I do sound like that guy. Turn down the music. It's too loud. Maybe that's all I'm saying. Maybe this generation, I know this generation's smarter than we were. I've talked to a bunch of them. They're extremely bright and open and interesting and speak right up. But this one's wrong. We don't have a dystopian society. Somewhere, maybe. Maybe a gulag in Russia, or Hitler's view of the world. America's not dystopian. You can walk out this door. I can walk out this door and do anything I want to do. I can pursue any kind of job. There's no limitations on what I can do. I can write books about anything. I can do videos about dystopia. Free society until you step on someone else's toes, and then it's no longer free. That's true. Free speech is not going away. I hear strange things every day. No one's putting them in jail. I say more strange things than anybody I know, and I'm not in jail. I'm not full of Thorazine. Let's rethink this. Too many apocalyptic movies, and let's see if we can't balance this out a little bit. We don't have utopia. Utopia, everything's perfect. Everything works perfectly. Dystopian, nothing works. Somewhere in the middle, maybe, or maybe leaning toward utopia to this side is reality. These people will never rule the world. There's not enough of them. We outnumber them. And positive thought always seems to override negative thought. But it's disturbing. Land of the free, home of the brave. I think I've gone on too long. I'm preaching. But it's from the other side. So it's fair game for me. And I do some videos that aren't from the other side. And people have commented on them, and I just say, well, what are you doing here? Go someplace else. Go watch somebody else's YouTube. I have a right to an opinion, but I don't do very many of them. Most of them are mostly inspired from the other side. I'm not bright enough to think of the word dystopian. So things are getting better. You can already see it. You can feel it. These crazy people will go back to wherever they were and await the next great apocalyptic moment where they can jump out with horns on their head and something painted on their stomach. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.